Guys, welcome to the Nintendo PowerZone, and this is the NXT Championship Series. NXT standing for No Excuses Tournament. Up next, we have your boy NyceOne983 versus Militia 1989. Now, guys, this is a match that I know extraordinarily well. I fight this guy constantly. We are related to one another, so I gotta let you know this was an intense matchup between the two of us. So I'm going to be using the Hydra and the Revolver, whereas Militia is going to be using the Double Seeky. So I'm going to go ahead and get things underway, throwing out a couple 1-2s, both of us throwing out 1-2s, none of us really landing clean in this matchup very early on. Both of us using Ninjara to great effect, and I go ahead and I land for 80% with the Revolver. Not a whole lot of damage, but avoiding that Double Seeky, and that was really key because he had those charged Seekys. Can cause anybody a problem. They are a little bit slower, easier to dodge, but their blast radius when charged is so extreme. And then I hit 4-grab for 60 plus an additional 150, so that's going to hit up for a grand total of 210 damage. He hits me with that charged Seeky and then paralyzes me and then hits me with the rush attack. Nice, very clean, pretty much tying things up, and I hit him back with my rush, getting for 285% damage. Didn't hit all that all the way. That is my fault. Should have activated that a little bit closer. And he hits me with those charged Seekys. Those are really giving me a lot of problems in this matchup. I mean, and it's not just this matchup. They can be troublesome. I'm using the distance to great effect right now, though, and that's really key right now for me. Throwing out those 1-2s, seeing if I can build up another special. He's actually pretty close to building up his. Barely getting out of the way of those charged Seekys. Hitting for another grab. And that is just 210 damage that he is not stopping me from landing, and I close things out. The quick jab from the Hydra. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take that round. Okay guys, moving into the second round, I'm going to make no adjustments. I really do like these gloves, and he's not making any adjustments either, but he is starting this match with his rush attack. I'm going to land clean right there. Charging up the Seekys, but missing. Now I've got my rush charged as well. Hit him for the paralyzation, go for the grab. Should have gone for the rush, so I missed with an easy grab. Throwing out too many grabs in this matchup, and he's throwing out the 1-2s a little too frequently. I'm doing a great job of avoiding them right now. But he's also keeping his distance, trying to use the distance to his advantage, throwing out the rush, but having it stopped by a charged Seeky Blast. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to Seeky Blast radius. Even though I had jumped over them and missed, it lands and stops my rush attack, and now he's coming back, hitting me with those charged Seekys, and building up his rush. Shooting for a grab and missing, he shoots one back. Now his rush attack is activated. I hit for a grab, 210 damage, this just uninterrupted. I have a nice solid lead right now, but there's the rush attack from him, and he lands it clean. Militia hits me hard with that, and that brings things really close, because that charged rush hits for 400 damage. Now things are virtually tied. Oh guys, I'm going to tell you that this is just another intense matchup between me and him, and these are matchups that we have constantly with one another, but here in tournament format, it is do or die, both of us throwing out grabs and missing. That's the second time a rush attack is stopped by the charged Seeky Blast. And now he is starting to, pull back. He has his rush on deck, and he throws it out there, and he hits me clean for 400 damage. He takes that round. And guys, that is highly upsetting, but this is the NXT, no excuses. I just have to take my loss like a man and move into round 3. No adjustments from me in this round, and none from him as well. We're both going to duke this out using the gloves we came with. Hitting me with the charge Seeky for 60 damage right off the bat. That is highly annoying. I'm throwing out a lot of 1-2s here. Really just trying to get my rush built up while maintaining distance. Ooh, hit him with his own arms. Hit him for a grab while he's paralyzed. And now I have a nice little early lead. Charging those Seekys up a lot. That can be the downfall of those arms. Just like that, I use them against him again by hitting them, causing them to explode, and hitting him with his own damage. And that's something I should definitely exploit more in the future. I have my rush on deck, but he paralyzes me, hits me with a grab, and just takes me down with that. Very good move from Militia. Throwing out the rush, but a little too far, and I don't get any of it. He blocks whatever's left. And now his rush is on deck. I still have a slight lead advantage, but it's closing, and now he has taken full charge of this match. And it looks like I'm struggling. I'm not making the right adjustments, blocking here and there, but just not making the proper adjustments. And I make a huge mistake by jumping in the air and letting him get his rush off. And that is really changing the outcome of this match, and he's hitting me and he's punishing me for it. And I jump into that charge Seiki for him to close out the round. And guys, that is a hard pill for me to swallow. Do not like losing to Militia 1989. He's going to go ahead and take this round, but we're going to go ahead and see what I can do in the next set. So in this set, I am going to make no adjustments in the immediate future. I'm going to stick with the Hydra and the Revolver, as Militia is going to keep using the double Seikis. And we're going to go ahead and just get things underway in just a second. Alright, so Militia charging up his double Seikis right off the bat, letting go of the charge, and hits me with no charge. Guys, I gotta let you know, I'm getting a little frustrated. Tournament format, getting on my nerves, but I really want this win. Using his own arms against him yet again so I can land nice. Maybe I'm jumping around a little too much here. Could be, but trying to keep the distance, trying to utilize my game plan to a great effect, but he is landing better. But there I go and hit for a grab, 210 damage right off the bat. And he has got his rush pretty close to charge, minus charge, throwing it out there, landing, and I'm going to hit clean for 335. Not all of it, but a huge portion of it. He charges his Seikis up, misses with the rush attack, and now I can see the frustration building on him. I have a nice strong lead, but he is not giving up just yet, charging those Seikis every time he hits the floor, and hits me with those charged Seikis, and it is just frustrating. Those charged Seikis can really wear on an opponent, man. If you start to master those Seikis, you will hit for big damage every time, but you also have to be aware of the damage that you can take. I'm going to hit for a nice little jab there, but he hits me again with the charged Seikis, and I'm just clearly frustrated. We both have our rushes on deck. Who's going to activate first? And he hits me with the charged Seiki yet again, tying things up. And again, that's the third time that he has stopped a rush attack with the Seiki explosion. Hitting for a grab, his charge is still on deck. Will he use it in this round? 7 seconds left on the clock. Things are running out. Hits me for 360 damage. And that is just so annoying. He runs away to go ahead and maintain a slight lead. And guys, that's how it's going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and make an adjustment. I'm going to switch to the Nade, a recently released arm in version 2 of ARMS. See if that is going to help me out a little bit. Now the Nades have a little bit less control than the Hydra, but they can hit for big damage. It hits for 100 damage on its own, no charge. And then I'm going to hit for another 210 with a nice grab, really punishing him so that I can take a strong lead in this match, hitting him for another grab. He is not stopping the grabs. And he blocks that one, hits me with a grab of his own, and that is 210 damage for him. I've got him pinned into a corner, got my rush on deck, but he is utilizing this space to great effect, and he avoids that rush attack. And I get none of it. He throws his out there, and it hits me for 400 damage. Thought I was out of the range, but he cannot hit me with the second half of that attack. But the charge Seek is hitting me, but we both get paralyzed in the process. Now it is a time match virtually. Who is going to take this round? It is very close right now, guys. Fractions of health separating who's winning and who's losing. And I'm going to go ahead and hit him with that charge nade, and then the grab. Ooh, close. But this match isn't over yet. There's still 30 seconds on the clock. Any one of us gets our rush attack, and it could be over. His rush is on deck first. He's dying to throw it out. Hits me with the charge Seiki. Well aware that he's charging it, and I make a mistake activating my rush after he activates his instead of blocking the charge. And that's the foolish thing. I started with the block. It might have been a misinput on my part, but this is no excuses, so I'm going to go ahead and move into losers.